Okay, getting back to this. I noticed first of all I had a typo in the last one, so I actually fixed that. Now, the other thing that I fixed was this actually had a gig port. Now if we hover over this, you can see, and obviously I can't show you the cursor, but at the bottom it says Gigabit Ethernet 0102. And I connected the Gig Ethernet 0 and 1. So 0 and 1. I did that because it makes it a little easier. Also, we get to use the full gigabit, even though these are fast Ethernets, and technically that would make no difference at that point. It just means it gets to the switcher fast because you have bottlenecks for fast Ethernet. So let's make a connection. So this is your. You could start with either one, but I'm gonna do DCE 0000 to 0 net. And you could tell that little clock is where your clock cycle or clock rate on that side. Now, the other thing I physically did is move this over here because the numbering scheme is wrong. It's right to left, and if we look, it's 000, and before it was 010. If we look, that one's to the left. So if I physically, another tip is this is your delete. No, wait. So if you click it and click that, it goes away, and then there's your mouse again. So let's quickly move this, and you have to drag it over to here, and I did that. Drag it over to here, and move this over here, turn it on. Same thing we did before, but now it's in a different spot, and if we put the device 00, oops, I'm making a few mistakes here. I apologize, there's a lot of people and animals coming in and out of my room randomly. 000 to 000. Okay, easy enough. Now let's real quickly, and I'm going to do this quick because we've done this already. Switch 2960, endpoints, generic, boom, generic, boom. Good enough. Nothing fancy. Just easy enough. So PC, this is going to be Chris's PC. And for grins and giggles, let's actually delete that and actually use the laptop. No. Okay. So let's do some connections quickly. Pretty simple. We're going to go fast Ethernet to first fast Ethernet. Fast Ethernet to second fast Ethernet, and gigabit 1 to gigabit 1. Okay, so now we have two separate networks. We have two LANs and a WAN. So technically it's three, but that's besides the point. When you're subnetting, you'll have three. So if we click this guy, again, like everything else, you can kind of go through the cheat menu, and anything you click, if you watch the bottom here, if I click this one, it actually puts the commands in for you to see and scroll through. So enable, configure terminal, interface gig Ethernet 00, and then if you notice, this all changes as you go. So that's configure interface, that's configure itself, and before that you were in enabled mode. So you're always going to do enable configure terminal to get into your terminal to start working with the device. Again, I really don't want to be doing this right now, but we can look. Your clock rates never really change, and we haven't turned the ports on. Okay, so let's exit. Now we're gonna start fresh. Enable config T. Now, if you notice, everything's got a generic name of router or switch. Now I can do hostname. RK for my room. Enter. Now it changed what it is in the actual device. So when somebody logs in, I'll just say RK. So that's the labeling scheme for the actual router, not for the program that you're using. So two separate names. Now we want to configure some of these interfaces. This is where I said that two monitors kind of come in handy, but we will shrink this down. We're on this guy, so we are gonna do int for interface, G for gigabit, Ethernet. We don't even have to type the whole thing. 0/1. Enter. I'm in there. Question mark. Now, ARP bandwidth. These are everything you can do with the interface itself. IP version 6, MAC address, bit space. There's a lot of things. But we're going to aim for IP because we want to give it an IP address and turn this on. That's the first thing we want to do. So remember, we're going to leave it kind of like this. Enter. Up and down arrows are going to be just like in any programming application. They bring back the history. FYI. So, we're in the interface. We want to apply an IP address. What IP address do we apply? Well, we don't need one to the switch, but if you remember right, we gave it a gateway address on the computer. So let's give that the gateway address. This is the way out. So 192, oops, I apologize. So IP add question mark. Now A, B, C, D is the actual IP address. So those are the actual like 192, 168, 1 dot, etc. Okay. That's your bytes right there. Then DHCP is obviously when you have a DHCP and you want to go off that and turn it on. Now, so 192, 168, 1.254. Now remember, if you notice, I haven't done 255 or 255 because that's the end. And I want to leave that out of the mix, basically. But we'll do this and hit question mark again to see what the next step is. And it's going to be the subnet mask, again in same format, 255, 255, 255, 0, which is a class C or /24. In this case, another question mark, and CR is going to be the end of what you need. That means you're done. You're done with the command, you hit enter, and that's going to give you an IP address there. Now, to turn on the interface, it's a negative. So, you're going to do, instead of, if you type in shut, it shuts down the interface, but it's already shut. So you want to type no shut. Enter. So it says gigabit 01, change state to up. As you see, green has started here. So now we have a connection to the switch and via the computers. Now if I want to, I don't know if I'm still recording, so we're going to continue. Alright, so real quick, let's do this and then we'll move on to the next section in a moment. So, command line prompt, enter, ping 192.168.1.254, and we have a reply, and that's going, and you can see them flashing over here when it was doing it. Again, let's do this one more time. It flashes, so it's telling us it's working. So obviously you have a connection to the router now, and or gateway. Later on, your gateway, and I don't know if I can do this, ping 0000. Okay, 0000 is the default gateway, and it should actually be pinging the same thing. So just FYI. Back out. We're going to finish up the rest of this in the next video.